intro.
Hi guys, welcome back to fourth part of ESP32 and IoT tutorial series. In this series, we'll be mostly concentrating on IoT related projects where we have to send and receive the data to and from the IoT dashboards. For this case, there are two main requirements. The first one, Wi-Fi connectivity, which means our ESP32 board should be connected to Wi-Fi network so that it can access the internet. So this Wi-Fi connection related things I've already covered in my previous part 3 tutorial. We have provided a detailed code explanation. So make sure you check that video complete till that point and come back to this one. So the second requirement is to establish a connection between our board and any IoT dashboards, which we'll explain in today's video. So here, the IoT dashboard is a platform which helps us to send data to our hardware and control any devices, or receive any sensor data from hardware and show it in a different format like graphs, gauges, etc. So for DIY hobbyists who want to work on IoT projects, there are many free IoT dashboards or servers available like Blynk, UBdots, Arduino IoT Cloud, Adafruit IO, ThinkSpeak, and more. So most of these dashboards work in the same way, but for our tutorial series, we'll be using Adafruit IO Dashboard. So for this, we'll create an account in this platform. Go to browser and search for Adafruit IO. So you can open this io.adafruit.com. Get started for free. So if you are using first time, you can provide the details and create an account. I've already created it, so I'll directly go to sign in option. I'll provide my mail ID and password and sign in. So this is the dashboard. So for this particular video, we are just working to establish connection to our board and this dashboard. We'll not explore all these things for now. Directly, I'll go to this key option. And there are some details provided here, which we have to use in our code for authentication. So make sure you also keep these things ready for further coding part. Moving on to the code, here I have kept the code from my previous tutorial already open, which just connects our ESP32 board to the provided hotspot name using this password. Here additionally we are also using the built-in LED of the board to indicate the Wi-Fi connection status. So at any time if your Wi-Fi gets disconnected, the bulb switches off and indicates us. So this code will be common for all our further tutorials. In the same, I'll start adding some more lines for Adafruit IO Cloud connection. Since we'll be using Adafruit IO Dashboard, we need some libraries which we'll install first. Go to Library Manager and search for Adafruit MQTT. And this library from Adafruit itself, click on Install. It also needs some dependencies. You can give install all. After library installation, you can see them in the local folder, Documents, Arduino, Libraries, here Adafruit MQTT library. So these libraries will have MQTT protocol level logics, and they also provide APIs to make communication between our board and the IoT dashboards. Using the new libraries, I have already written the code required for this part 4 tutorial, which is this one. Now I'll explain what the new lines added will do in the code. In the declaration, we have two more header files with respect to MQTT and MQTT client for handling MQTT protocol. And using the MQTT client class, we have to create an object with all these inputs. If you want to know the declaration of this, you can go to library folder MQTT client.h. So this is our class name, and the object takes all these inputs. We'll see one by one. First is the client. Here, if we consider this image, the MQTT is at the application layer, but it uses or operates on TCP/IP, which is a standard networking protocol for communication. So here, the client should know how the TCP protocol works. There is a simple way. Inside the libraries folder, there is Wi-Fi library and Wi-Fi client.h. This Wi-Fi client class has all the required protocol level APIs for standard networking TCP/IP. So if we simply create an object of this class, the object will have access to all the required APIs. So Wi-Fi client is the class, object name is client. So we'll pass this directly as a first argument. So next we have AIO or Adafruit IO server and server port. For the server, we can directly provide the website address, which is io.adafruit.com, and port is 1883, which is a standard port number for TCP protocol. So next we have Adafruit IO username and key, which we have already got from the dashboard. So you can copy the same and paste it in your code. So these details are used for authentication during the connection process, and they are unique to your account. So I have added the details from my account. So next, I have declared a custom function MQTT connect, and this does not return any value. So void. So that's on the declaration part. In the setup, apart from the Wi-Fi related function calls, we don't have anything specific to MQTT here. So directly we'll move on to the loop. So in the loop, this was for the Wi-Fi from the previous code. So additionally, I have just called our MQTT connect function. So now we'll see the logic present inside this function, which is also a very important part of this code. So here is the definition of the function. So here the simple requirement is once this function is called, we have to establish the connection with our Adafruit IO. So for the same, there is a function. So using our object which we defined here, we can call the connect function for establishing the connection. So this function has multiple return values. So just to check, again go back to library folder and open Adafruit MQTT CPP file. So here, if you search for the same function name connect, so here it is. So inside this, it has some more functions for establishing connection, and this can return multiple values. So it can be -1 or -2 also for any negative cases or failure cases. So if the connection is successful without any issues, then it will return 0. So that is what we have to check in the logic. So I'm also storing the return value with one more variable for further usage. So if this function returns 0, then no issues, connection is successful. So I'm printing MQTT connected on serial monitor. So in case if this function returns any value other than 0, which means there was some issue with the connection establishment. Then we'll come here, and at this point we should get to know what was the exact reason for the failure. So for the same, if you pass the return value to this error string function, it will just print what exactly happened during the connection. So it will be easy for debugging. So apart from this, I'm printing this retrying MQTT text on the serial monitor for our reference. And also we have to close the already existing connection by calling this disconnect function. So in the next cycle, once this loop runs again, we'll come here and it will try again for the new connection. So if successful, it will come here, or else it keep trying again and again. So this is one part. So one more important thing we have to consider here. This connect function should be called only if there is no active connection already present. So to handle this scenario, we have the simple logic at the beginning of the function. So once this function starts executing, we have to check if connection is already present or not using this connected function. So if this is present, we are returning completely out of this function and it will again come back here. So with this simple logic, we can prevent unnecessary calling this connect function. So if connection is not present, then as usual, it will come to this below lines. So that's it on the code. Now I'll upload this on my ESP board. Go to tools, select proper board and the COM port. Click on upload. After uploading, I'll open serial monitor. So Wi-Fi connection is successful and also LED indicator turned on the board. At the end, we also got MQTT connected information. So which means the board has successfully connected to our Adafruit IO account. Also, to demonstrate the failure case, I'll make the Adafruit key wrong and upload the same code. So this time on the serial monitor, we are getting Wi-Fi connection successful, but MQTT connection failed. And it's also showing retrying MQTT connection. So that's all about the code for MQTT connection. In my next video, we'll add a dashboard and a switch, and using this switch, we'll control the LED connected on our ESP32 board. So make sure you understand this particular tutorial, do the practical using this code, and keep the things ready for next tutorial. You will get the code download link in the description box. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching. We'll be back in the next video.